For me, when I'm trying to look for a place, it's always been expensive. I put myself in positions that people be like, what the fuck? How can you afford that? Bitch, I can't. From when you were 18 to what, 23, you feel any difference?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's in a lot of ways, mentally and physically, because 18-year-old me did not look like this.
Free game. A lot of people want to buy houses. They go to investors. You go to an investor and you tell them, I want to build this out. Cool.
But what is the outcome of that?
They want to know that you know what you're doing. They want to see a plan. They want to see a structure. They want to see if you know how to, in case something goes wrong, that you know how to fix that wrong. And that's something people don't understand. You need the experience. You need to actually know the knowledge as well and put it into play. And a lot of people, you have big dreams, and they don't know how to execute shit. And that's because they don't create a plan. They don't create a structure. They don't create the infrastructure of their own thing. Anyways, guys, if you guys notice in front of me, this is Jonathan, one of my closest best friends. Grew up with this guy. You know, he's seen me through my emo face. He's seen me through my sexy face. And now he sees me through my downfall face, right?
Said downfall?
No, I'm playing. Not downfall, but like it's so different talking to a friend that I know for years than talking to Roy. You know, I love Roy, but it's such a different. I don't know. It's such. I don't even know.
What do you mean it's different? What? It's like,
I need to loosen up with you. You know what I mean?
You need to loosen up with me? Yo, we've known each other like 10 plus years talking about loosen up. Loosen up about what? You're afraid to ask something or what?
No, but talk a little louder, bro. I don't see the thing.
Hold up. I think it's because I'm fucking sitting too far back. There you go.
Yeah. That's why I'm sitting like this, like actually feeling comfortable.
You don't got good mics right now, bro.
We do have good mics. I feel like fuck you. Anyways, guys, welcome back to the Raza Podcast. This is David Gonzalez, but my last name from now on is going to be David Cold. I hate my last name. But besides that, right in front of me, I do have one of my bestest friends. He's the double size of me, but I love this dude. He's one of the smartest guys I know. From all my friends, actually, I feel like these are the smartest guys I know. Welcome to my boy here, El Torta.
Torta.
I'm play. How you been, bro?
Good. I just came back out of work, so
you could talk a little louder.
I just came out of work, so I'm here with you.
Yeah, he's scared. We were supposed to go to the gym, but he was like, bro, it's already too late, bro. And now I'm cleaning. It's a mess in the house.
It's not that it's late. It's that you're choosing to do this first over the gym.
Yes.
It's you gotta switch your priorities, you know.
My priorities is straight. It's the gym. Actually, not really. I'm like my priorities right now is running. I don't know. I feel like I need to run more.
Running is good.
It's good.
I definitely need to run more. So.
How's your journey so far?
You know what? Just getting started again, because you know it's always constantly where I'm doing this for 2 months straight, then I stop.
Yeah.
Then do it again, and then I stop. Sometimes I can use the excuse that I'm working. Other times that I'm just being fucking lazy. That's the way it goes. But
do you use the excuse as well? Everybody does. I'm with my girl. Is that an excuse?
Not really, because she doesn't stop me.
Yeah. Okay.
I tell her like, hey, I'm going to go to the gym, but then sometimes I do go, but I don't go as much as I should go. Maybe I might go for like an hour, but usually if I want to get a workout in, I'd probably go 2.5 hours.
Got it. So what was the thing that got you to that weight you're in right now?
To that weight that I'm in right now? Honestly speaking, lazy, overeating, drinking.
I mean, drinking, that's one of the biggest things, yeah.
Drinking, you know, smoking, laziness, those are the things. Not really.
A lot of people are not truthful with themselves.
I'm a fat fuck. That's
hey, man.
As it is, yeah.
Recently, I started this whole journey, recording everything, right? Recording myself, Fernando as well as included. I kind of want to include you in it because we're planning to do that. But I'm being raw. If you see in the videos, I'm like fat. You can see I'm fat. Naturally, you could tell right away. Bro, God, like I feel like everybody after high school just gains the weight.
Yeah.
It's just like either you get a girlfriend or you just don't care anymore because you're not going to see everybody. Because I feel like everybody's always, before leaving high school, everybody's always like making sure they look good for everybody to see them. But after you leave high school, it's like, I'm not going to see them no more. Like you kind of care less.
Yes and no. Because, you know, everyone takes a different approach to life. Either they go to college, they go straight to work. It's all different circumstances. Some people choose, you know, to be the way they are. Other people don't, you know, all depending on the person.
Yeah. So before you came into the pod, Roy was before you, right? I just want to address that there's no bad feud between me and Roy. I just feel like I want to take the podcast to a different direction. I want to focus more into the business, health, and self-developing aspect. As well, I want to, like, over the time, I'm self-developing myself. I want to learn how to articulate my words a little bit more better because I can't speak for shit. Everybody knows that.
Same.
But I feel like you speak better than I do.
No, I have to think before I speak.
Well, that's the thing. It's good to think before you speak because I don't think before I speak.
Yeah, but think before I speak to the point where
You
I
stay
speak
quiet.
And then I speak, and then in my head I'm like, no, that's not what I had to say.
And how you like retract? Like, how do you say
I
it?
try to retract, but then in trying to retract, I just stutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I always had a bad issue of stuttering since I was a little kid. I feel like it's just like because you have both languages, like Spanish and English, and you get stuck with both of them. Like you got the Spanglish thing.
That happens a lot, yeah.
Yeah, but now I'm thinking I'm creating a different habit of developing what do you call it, new language, which is French. Even though I can't even say it still. I can't even say words like that. I still got to look at a little book and study. But I heard like I heard like having 3 languages in you creates like something in your brain that stimulates it a little more and you work faster. I guess
because you're using your brain to think about thinking in a different language. How does that language work? Because it's French to Spanish.
It's kind of close.
They're similar, yeah. There's some things that you can understand, but there's words that they use that we're not familiar with that we have to familiarize ourselves in order to understand the language. Same thing that goes with Italian or Portuguese. Those are Latin languages.
Yeah.
Which is why we understand them here and there, read them, maybe write them, but they're different. So if you really want to get to learn that, just use Spanish as a reference because it's really good.
And you're learning a new language too? We recently talked about this. That was yesterday or 2 days ago?
Can't say that I'm learning it because I'm just starting to look into it. Mandarin.
Yeah. Why you chose Mandarin?
Because what I see around the city,
yeah,
the Chinese are everywhere. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Before they weren't, but now they're everywhere. They have businesses everywhere. The place where I work, there's a lot of them that are renting. Some of them are buying. They're everywhere. So it's a good thing to know the language to be able to communicate with them and not alienate them. Because at the end of the day, what is the purpose of alienating anyone?
Yeah. Can you explain that word for anybody who did not understand that word? Because I did not understand you. I thought I did, but I was like, I'm just going to be honest. I don't know.
To alienate means to...
He doesn't even know that word either.
No,
he just said it.
To alienate means to... Why am I having a brain fart?
Anyways, we could skip that part. Yes, guys. By the way, actually, I have wrote some words I want to use. I'm gonna show you some.
You know what? Learning a new word every day is a good thing.
Yeah. So I do have some words right here.
I can't see. I'm blind.
I'm trying to use them every single day. Just kind of get familiar with them.
Adept, very skilled or expert, articulate, person who can speak clearly.
Before I didn't even know how to say articulate. So now I feel like I use it in a correct way. I'm learning slowly but slowly every one new word a day and try to use it, And because I feel like everybody, one of the most powerful thing is to actually communicate with people and able to articulate your words throughout, your speech.
I mean, that's what makes a good negotiator is understanding anyone.
On top of that, I feel like your voice is the most powerful thing as well because sometimes even...
It's not your voice, it's your word.
Your words, yes. But your voice, technically, your words, right? Because you make a deal through the words. Everything needs to be written down. The most money is made through contracts, right? As being realistic. Sometimes people say work hard physically, this, but at the same time, the people with the brains, they use their words in the most perfect way to make money and not get screwed over compared to people who work physically hard or hardworking people. And they don't understand how the money works sometimes. And people who knows how to communicate, express themselves, and they're careful to say things to not get screwed over. They're the ones who actually take advantage of things. Yeah, and that's what people say: go to college, go to school, learn. But in reality, you don't need to go to college, but you really need to sit down and study at least something and learn new things.
But one thing is studying, another one is having in-field experience.
Yes.
You can go to school, grade A, fucking do the best. You're the best of the best in the classes, but once you get into the field, you don't know how to apply it.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
What is the most word that slips out of your mouth?
Fuck.
Fuck?
Yeah.
That's the word?
Fuck. I say it in my head or I say it out loud, but fuck is usually what I say.
One of the words I say most, it slips out now. It's like, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
I don't know why.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, you know what I mean?
Yes, you know what I mean?
I feel like I say it because I see their reaction and like, yeah, they don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? And they're like, no. Or most of the time they say, yeah,
So
just to make you feel.
Force them to say yes. Or
I feel like that's the thing you gotta do. But or sometimes I feel like I gotta say it too in case I gotta repeat myself and then I fuck it up.
I mean, if you want to switch that, you can always say you have any questions.
Oh yeah, I never thought of that. You have any questions? No, because it could be a formal conversation. You know, like, yeah, I like playing like this. You know what I mean?
I mean, it depends on.
It's like, yeah, I like playing like this. You know, you have any questions? Man, no, but yeah, it depends on the situation we're in. So now that you're, how old are you?
20. Oh, actually, I'm turning 23 in a couple of days.
You're 23 now?
Turning a couple of days.
Dude, I'm 24.
Yeah, you're old as fuck.
I'm old. Yeah. How do you feel?
No different than I feel today.
Really? From when you were 18 to what? To now 23, you feel any difference?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, difference in a lot of ways, mentally and physically. Because 18-year-old me did not look like this.
18-year-old Jonathan could tell you guys he was drunk out of his mind. Probably, I don't know. We were in the park, drunk, next to Fernando, next to Steven. Hey, you want to know the beer? Probably that was.
No,
yeah.
we weren't into beers. We were into hard liquor.
Hard liquor, yeah. And that's true.
Yeah.
I guess I was in the same position. Was I in the same?
Not as much as us.
I worked a lot more.
With us, it was more like.
You guys were definitely
Honestly,
drunk.
sometimes we do it out of boredom.
Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes you would text me, hey, yo, come over. And I'm like, I'm at work. Because I always worked every single day. But you guys would get fucked up.
Yeah, it was either boredom because there was nothing else better to do. Or at least we didn't think of anything else better to do.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
Are you going to let go soon?
I haven't had a sip of alcohol in a while.
Really? But when you drink, are you like... Because the bad thing about me, when I drink, I drink.
No, when I drink now, is I like sipping.
Like, this is the first podcast we do together, so it's a little more... like, we got to learn how to bounce up from each other, I guess. Right?
Bounce off in what way?
You know, like, I feel like... Because we always have conversations, but we have different conversations.
What are you trying to get
to? No weird stuff. Like, I mean, our conversations are usually, like... You know... It's different.
Say it, the fuck.
You know, we always... It's just dumb stuff. We just make jokes left and right. Well, recently we be switching a little bit. We have now we have a group chat, us three. We have but we're trying to change.
I mean, I say okay, I get what you mean. So I say, I mean, I might as well tell you this now. I say in this one group chat that we're in, we keep it strictly for that purpose.
Yeah.
And then wherever else we are,
yeah,
fuck around and say the stupidest shit we want. Because I feel like there has to be a difference because we can use it as reference and look back to it, in the future.
Yeah.
Say in a year or 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Better for us to have all that.
Yeah, that's why. This is something I could really like. I like that because I don't know if you noticed, my bed is in the other room, and before my bed was next to my PC, and I realized I was doing less work and being less productive when I had my bed next to my PC because I feel like every time I got bored, I just go lay down. I feel like that's something that. Because I feel like you got to be disciplined enough to, like, oh, I'm just going to do work, sit down for 3, 4, 5 hours and work, strictly work, and be productive. But if you had the bed next to you and you're weak like me, because I'm weak, definitely. I'm disciplined, but to the extent. I'll get weak and I'm like, this is boring. I'm going to go sit down, lay down. And then you're on your phone, laying in bed and chill. So I feel like now I was like, okay, I'm going to put things apart. Same as like the whole group chat. Like if you see we don't really send anything stupid there.
No.
And we only strictly talk about.
Keep it strictly.
We just strictly talking about things that we need to talk about, and then we move on to the other chat, and then that one gets like, you know, or Instagram, things are just like different.
Yeah.
They're like, what the hell? This is not the same guys. But yeah. What has you like changed
over the past 5 years?
You know, like, what is the thing that clicked in your head that you want to do this now? What we're trying to do?
Well, I can't just sit here and say, you know, it happened overnight.
Yeah, no.
It's just, you know.
But there's sometimes there's something that just clicks.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
It took a while to get there, but
yeah,
I'd say it's through experience. Just watching the way, you know, from when you're 18, you're just graduated from high school, you're relaxing with your friends, you know, just got done with school. You haven't really decided as to what you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
No, I say majority of the people are like that.
90%.
On the people that live around here.
Yeah. I mean, the place we live it's really, this is the thing I always say about New York, is where it's so much distraction.
Distraction, yes, there is.
There's a lot. There's like,
but,
because,
you know, distraction isn't always shouldn't be using an excuse to not get shit done.
Yeah. But
it doesn't exist, yes.
Yeah, but, you know, that kind of adds on to, like, not be productive.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like, the same thing as, like the table right now. You see that we are right now. It's not cluttered. So we are communicating with each other. But it was messy. Like, the way you saw when you walked in, you're like, you're going to do the podcast like that? But I kind of wanted you to do it. I was like, no, fuck, I got to do it. Because now I'm never going to do it. But, the table's clean. It's a
test run, you know.
Yeah, it's a test run. We go with
say this is the finished product because we don't know what we're gonna be doing in 6 months.
True.
As if the style as if we're doing right now is gonna be the same. You know, things.
No, I have some ideas. I'm thinking about it. You know, maybe have a couch or maybe have a round table. I think a round table would be cool. It's more intimate. Okay. But yeah, keep going. Keep going about your.
I don't know. So. From 18 to now, obviously, there's a very big difference.
Yeah.
You know, 18, I didn't get the job that I'm in now up until I was 20. So it took me 2 years to get there. But in that time frame, in those 2 years that I was out of work, I was just, honestly, just doing very stupid shit.
Yeah, I remember because,
just, you know, fucking drinking. Obviously, we already talked about that.
Drinking,
Number two would be, you know, just either I'd have a part-time job or I was working full-time and I'd just work. My money would go down the drain with the drinking or...
Yeah, that's a big thing. I used to work in a restaurant and I proud of myself never going back. It's because I just feel like I was getting stuck in there. I feel like I definitely went from, like, you know, busboy, you know, server, bartender, managing, and, you know, all of that above. But I just feel like I didn't want to stay there. I wanted something for myself.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, after a while, you know, when I first started my job, in my head I was thinking, okay, I'm fresh to this, I'm new, I want to learn, I want to stay here and learn. So that's exactly what happened. You know, I stayed there. Started there in 2021. Based off what I've seen at work is just that there's more to it than just that.
Yeah.
I can always have more, and I can always be more.
Yeah.
And so that's what caused a switch, you know?
Yeah.
I look at people over there and say, I look at them doing great things. I look at them, you know, making their side hustles, making money on the side. I look at it and say, at the beginning, I say yes. It was a little bit of jealousy looking at that. Everyone else doing all that, and then me just with nothing.
Texting, hey, yeah, we got a drink.
Yeah. But now I look at it differently. Now I sit there and say, you know what? That's good for them. Just not my time yet, but it will be here.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
That's good. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are jealous overall.
That's, you know, jealousy is a disease because it gets you.
I don't know. I've never been a jealous guy since I was born. Oh, once a little baby, if I've ever noticed, I've never been jealous of anything. I don't know anybody's, you know, story to, you know, or anything like that to even like have jealousy. I just feel like since I was a little, I always feel like I don't know. I just didn't care if they had way more money or if they had things good for them. I just did not give a shit about it because I felt like, I don't know why, but when I was doing something, I was like, this is the coolest thing I'm doing at the moment. Like for me, it was always like, oh, cool, this is what I'm doing. You know, even if like when I was working, oh, cool, I went home with $300. You know, even if my friend, like I have some friends who are like, dude, I made $800. I'm like, that's so fucking cool, bro. Tomorrow you make over $1,000. But, you know, if they will tell me, hey, you want to make money? I'm like, hell yeah, you know, I'll go and make money. But I always tell people sometimes what I do, not what I have, but like I feel like what you have is really not who you are, you know. But trying to help other people is like something that's more, for me, it's always been like something I kind of wanted to do, even though for everybody, it was like, damn, this kid is stupid. But I'm glad where I am because I just feel I'm on a different path compared to a lot of people. Even though everything has a different path, but I feel like I was prepping myself to since way back, you know. Even though I'm still not to where I want to be, you know, but I feel like I was just prepping myself to where I want to be in a way. But I didn't know what I was doing at the same time, you know. Like everything I was learning, I didn't know I'm gonna be using it from now. Because now where I am, I was like, I know a lot. I have a lot of fucking knowledge. I understand what to do. I understand how to move. I understand who to connect to. But if I put myself compared to another person that I know, my friends or associates I associate with, there's a different outcome in a way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Do you understand? Yeah. Any questions?
I know what I mean.
You know, any questions?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Okay.
I mean,
Yo, any questions towards me? Why are you so gay, boy?
I don't know. I don't think I have any questions at the moment.
I mean, I feel like you know me completely.
I mean, come on, fucking 10 years.
10 years. Yeah, I met you. It's funny how I met you, though. You were such a freaking shy-ass kid.
And I always am. I've always been. I don't think that's something I can change.
Yeah, you always been shy.
I look at it like this. I prefer to stay quiet and just get to know the person first and then decide whether or not I can trust them. Because for me, that's number one for me is trust. If I trust you, then we're good. If I don't trust you at all, I'm going to be watching you. That's the way it is for me.
That's true. I feel like for me, it's like I respect you, but I don't trust you. You know, and no, not you. But like that's me. But the thing with me, everybody says this, I'm just such an extrovert person with people when I meet them because I break the ice right away. Either I say some dumb shit, either I make something towards them and they feel some type of way, but then they loosen up with me. Like, And a lot of people always feel uncomfortable the way I approach them because they're like, damn, this person like talks to me if I knows me. But
I feel like it's easier for you to get along with someone than it is for me being, extroverted. Because me, I can sit there with someone that I just met. I can sit there for hours and not say a single word for them now. Whereas you're always talking.
Everybody sees me and they're like, dude, like my girlfriend always tells me, Melissa, like, dude, like everybody, I don't know why, but like, dude, you're annoying sometimes. And I'm like, for real? Like, I never noticed that. And then now I feel like when I was in Maryland, I was always quiet. And people always be like, thought like, why is this kid so quiet? Because I was learning. That's the big difference on my part. It's like when I'm in a job, the first few days I'm quiet. I'm a quiet ass person. And why am I quiet? Because I'm just paying attention. Because I want to kind of like eat up everything they're telling me. I want to, be a sponge. That's what I'm looking at. After I understand what I'm doing, and I just talk because I already feel comfortable. Yeah, it's not comfortable because I'm nervous. It's just comfortable enough to do the job done, right? Or comfortable to get, to understand what they're doing, right? So, like, when I was doing sometimes, I remember one of this guy who I wanted to do some campaign for marketing for him in Maryland. The way he was telling me things, and he was actually like, you ever talk? The first 2 weeks. I was like, I didn't tell him, obviously. Like, I was just punching, kind of taking everything in, understanding things, kind of listening or trying to learn something out of it. Because sometimes people just feel like they want to, you can't tell them right away, like, hey, I'm just trying to learn. because then they'll feel some type of way. They're like, you got to charge you. I got to charge you because of this experience. So I just stay quiet. I'm going to learn. I'm going to figure this a way to learn. I do sometimes things in a strategy. I think before doing things sometimes because I don't just do things for the fuck of it. Sometimes people be like, what is this person doing that for? Because behind the scenes, I'm trying to gain something out of it. Like as much I was getting to involved with some people, I was just trying to, learn everything they know. Because, like the fastest thing to get to the place I want to get is by learning, and sometimes you can't just ask them because they don't want to give you the free juice.
Some people.
So you got to stay quiet. You got to just be there.
It's either they charge you or they tell you, hey, go fuck yourself.
You fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, hey, I'm going to stay quiet. I'm just going to act stupid. He was like, this guy wouldn't even know shit. But I'm just listening. I'm learning. But now that I have everything in my head, now I could go somewhere else and actually do what I got to do. Now I'm the one who's the expert. Yeah, I mean, the thing you said is really fucking true because this is something I know about, the whole money part. A lot of people want to buy houses, right? And this is like free game. A lot of people want to buy houses. They go to investors, right? They go to investors and like, hey, look, I want to build this freaking place. I want to build this and this and this and that, right? I have a plan, right? I have an execution. No, sometimes they don't even bring plans. They just tell you what they want to do, right? Perfect. So now the investor, go to the investor and you tell them, I want to build this up. Yeah, I have this, and this, and that. Cool.
But what is the outcome of that?
It's not the outcome. They want to know that you know what you're doing. They want to see a plan. They want to see a structure. They want to see if you know how to, in case something goes wrong, that you know how to fix that wrong. And that's something people don't understand. You need the experience. You need to actually know the knowledge as well and put it into play. And a lot of people, you have big dreams, and they don't know how to execute shit. And that's because they don't create a plan. They don't create a structure. They don't create the infrastructure of their own thing. And a lot of people don't understand that. And now, and it's just technically something that you should put yourself or put it in your own life. You need to have a plan for everything. Like if you're just waking up every single fucking morning and like, all right, what do I do today? Right? If you just put yourself one fucking day, Monday, Sunday, matter of fact, you write your notes, what you want to do by this week. You're writing notes, what you want to get to by end of the year. What you need to do that day or the next day to get to the goal you want to get into the end of the year. And I put this in business as well. In business, a lot of people just think like, oh, I'm going to open up this business. And they always think about attacking systems, right? They're like, oh, I'm going to sell this, going to sell that, going to sell that, going to sell this. But they don't understand the back end job, right? That's the defense plan, right? The thing that keeps you strong in case everything goes wrong. And that was something for myself even. Like when I started my clothing brand, I just started selling, right? That's all I thought, right? Oh, if I could sell this once, I'll make this much money, profit. But now that I'm older, I want a cycle. I want the defense system to be stronger than my attack system. Because if the defense system of the whole company it's good, nothing goes wrong. Even if you're not selling sometimes, you could have a profit and a gain. You're going to lose from some part, but you're going to gain out of this. And, same thing as clothing. Now I want to create something really good that's enough to be a cycle, even with one customer. Even if I have 3 customers instead of 10. If I sell 10 and they never come back, but those 3 customers buy every time anything I have, I'm going to have a cycle. I'm going to have money coming in. And the same thing as the whole planning. Everything comes through planning. And you always got to understand the outcome. And in case the outcome don't come out, you have a defense plan out of that. Because sometimes people are like, for people like for me, I want to lose weight. I keep saying the same shit, I have a big ass dream, and I never do it. So now what I created called mindset, which is way before past that for years. Like I was thinking of the same thing. But now I'm creating a journey to inspire other people. But that's because I want to lose weight at the same time. It's like something to keep me going. It's like I have a purpose, but the purpose is connected to losing weight. So I'm making myself and forcing myself to do it as a plan. It's like the plan is to execute the plan, but at the same time go along losing the weight, right? So it's the whole thing, and that's one like you were saying, like, you kind of want to go back to college, you need the experience, I feel like you go to college is to plan the thing out, to understand more.
The way I look at it is, okay, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to learn everything I need to learn. I need to get a good curriculum going. And also, apart from that, one thing I do have in mind is building connections with people.
Yes.
Which is, that's one of the things I struggle with because I do not fucking talk.
Yes.
Apart from that, I'm not going to be a fucking jerk off here and say, like, I'm a very intimidating person. You can't approach me.
You're so cute.
However you want to look at it. But, I prefer my silence. I prefer being in peace. But even though I know in the industry I'm going to get into, that's not the way to go. If you want success, you need to know people.
Yeah, you need connections.
To make the good deals with people. Because at the end of the day, you want him to win, and I want to win. It's either we settle or it's win-win. That's the way it is.
You always got to think of that. They got to win the same way I got to win. A lot of people think it's like, I'm going to screw them over. I'm make as much money as I fucking can. A lot of people think it's just
about you, but it's really not, because you're in this industry together.
Yeah.
You don't want to have enemies with that, because these enemies will come right for you the minute you fuck up.
A lot of people think it's like, oh, I'm going to do this behind their back, and they don't know. It's like, no, how about you learn from them? Yeah. Help each other create this thing. You both going to win. You're going to get there together. Yeah. Oh, but some people are just selfish.
There's a lot of factors into that, because it's either selfishness or it's because of your race or because of your age.
People are just always selfish, and they don't change. Like, I feel like it's mostly about the money. People don't have purposes, and the only thing they're driven by is just money.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way it is. Some people just are driven by money to the point where they live for money. They don't even live for themselves.
But the thing, like, it just sucks sometimes when you have money. You create money, and then what? You wake up.
It sucks, but it's good to be aware of that some people are like that, because then you can sit there and say, okay, you know what? Distance myself from that, and then go towards what I actually want.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, these people are not any good. You can choose to ignore them, or set it straight. Hey, keep your distance, please.
The same thing as, like, being real with the person. Like, hey, man, look, I be real. I don't think this is gonna work out. No. Because I don't want to break a bridge. In the future, we might work on something, but right now, the stage where we are, it's not gonna work out. And that's how it's supposed to be. A lot of people don't understand. They need to talk that out. They're scared of talking to that part. A lot of clients I had over there, I'm like, hey, look, I do to let you know I have things going on at this specific time. Where I am in the period, it's like I'm not be able to work with you anymore, and that's how it goes. And I feel like that's the best way out, because you never know. 10 years from now, that dude you tell fuck off is the one you're trying to work with or trying to get a contract with. And you don't know that person. So now you're like, you got to make sure you don't break bridges. Even if you have friends.
That's why in public, you always have to be mindful of who you're speaking to, because you never know.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I met so many successful people, so many multimillionaires, and they don't look like it. And on top of that, sometimes they don't even like talking about business sometimes. They're tired of it. Yeah, but you need that sometimes. You need those friends around you. You're like, fuck. But you can't just be a fucking, like, oh, he looks homeless. I don't want to talk to him. And then that's why I don't like when people, like, let's say, I'll say friends, right? Like, when I have friends, I feel like sometimes I like keeping them close, but not too close, right? Like, because we have a lot of associates. A lot of people might know you. A lot of people might know me, but I don't know them as friends, right? If they don't have my phone number, then shut the fuck up type of shit, right? But, you're just trying to keep them far, but kind of close. Yes, in case you might need them. What type of hardships have you gone through that affected you in a good way?
Affected me in a good way?
Yeah. Because what I think for me is, like, a lot of people think pain is bad, but I kind of love being in pain a little bit. It just kind of triggers me to do more than the day before type of shit. Like, I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, let's say right now running. That's because what I'm doing every single day now, right? My legs be killing me. I'm like, fuck. I can't. I wake up, but I don't want to feel that pain. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to feel the pain, but when it calms down the next day, I'm going to feel more better. Because that's what technically happens, right? Like, you kind of get used to it. You kind of do more now.
You build the tolerance, yes.
Yeah. So I like pain. I feel like pain is one of the best things in life to help you develop and learn more. So what is something for you that helps you grow? something difficult that have you gone through that helped you grow?
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, I had a horrible childhood, and because of that, I can't sit there and say that. I can say,
but
I grew up with parents that were separated, but has it affected me in a negative way? No. Yeah. Because I sit here and I look around all over. Everybody's like that. Yeah. Everybody grew up without a dad or with a dad but no mom. It's sad to say, but it's very common. Because I remember what grade was I in? I was in 5th grade. I remember this one time I had a pajama day, and I forgot. I can't tell you what day it was, but it was a pajama day, and we were supposed to go to school in the afternoon. Well, actually, evening. We went to school in the evening with the pajamas, and your parents were supposed to be there because the teacher was going to read a book. Yeah. And so I remember I went there that day, but I went with my stepmom. Well, my dad's girlfriend at the time. Yeah. And I saw everybody else with their parents. And in my head, I'm thinking, what the fuck? Why am I alone? Why my parents aren't here? Yeah. But then I went to middle school, and then I saw that some kids didn't even have parents. Yeah. So then I'd say to myself, then why the fuck would I complain about that? I just fucking deal with it and get over it. Yeah. Has it affected me in a negative way? I wouldn't say yes, because I'm mindful of everyone else's situation, and I always remind myself that there's always somebody who's doing worse than you. Yeah. It always is. So be grateful for what you have, because that can be taken away like this. Yeah. You could literally walk the street and car passes. You're done. Yeah. But no, I mean, when it comes to hardships, sure, I had parents separated. I've had family members that have stabbed my own family in the back. Yeah. But that's pretty common now. That's the way it is. I feel like now it's like friends, close best friends are like now more family than family was. As born as like blood and all this. You know? When it comes to having not idols, but people you look up to. Yeah. That's one thing. I did have that person at one point. Yeah. He passed away. It was my grandpa. And fuck you laughing. Oh shit. I apologize. Yo. Oh, sorry. This is a bad habit. This is a bad habit I have. I don't know how to take. Dude. Sorry. My mom always told me that I have a bad habit. I have a bad habit when bad things are when things are bad. I tend to laugh. I don't know how to react. Things are bad. How are things bad? Because I thought it was like, damn, I do went through bad shit. Oh, I'm sorry. I do apologize. I apologize. Go for it. I was supposed to stay quiet, but I was like, all right, stay quiet. All right. So, yes, your grandpa. I remember when we were younger, you went through a tough time, and I shouldn't even be laughing about this because you did went through a tough time about the grandpa thing. I mean, I always wanted to talk about it, but we never were able to talk about it. I mean, we would, but, we were fucking drunk. So. Yeah, we do have deep conversations, things that people don't know, as like some friends type of thing. But, like, I never knew why. You're like, I knew you were close to him, but, I mean, I don't know from there. Okay, I'll put it like this. So, what? So, family. No, you good? I do apologize. That was so fucked up. Go for it. You probably saw 16-year-old me. The bottle of alcohol talking about that. Yeah. That's when we started to talk about it. You were drunk, so. He's been years. But, yeah, so, okay, this is the way it goes. To me, growing up, I didn't really. What's the word? I had many people in my life growing up that helped me along the way,
Yeah.
but he stuck out the most
Yeah.
because he was doing something that in my head when I was younger thought I would think, hey, I want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So he was very intelligent man,
Mm-hmm.
family man, and you know I saw him. I'd spend 2 months out of the year over there in Mexico
Yeah.
with him, and all this time I'd always see him. He was disciplined. Every morning, 5 a.m. wakes up, gets his coffee, gets his breakfast. My grandma would be ironing his shirt, his pants, so he could be getting ready for work.
Mm-hmm.
Go to work, come back at 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd always come back tired and everything, but always happy to see his grandkids. Always had a smile on his face for his grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
Serious man though, like you see him in the streets, he wouldn't speak to you.
Yeah.
He'd just stern. But he'd come home, family man, would always be there, and sometimes he'd bring some of his work to home.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit there watching with him, and
Yeah.
I see what he would be doing, and like he'd question me about it.
Yeah.
And I was quick like this, not to jerk my own dick, but yeah, I was quick with it. And growing up, I saw him as like an example as to who I want to be when I grow up. And then over time, he got sick, wasn't able to function the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Things were different. Eventually, the last time I saw him, he was already in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
We came home. It wasn't the same person.
Yeah.
He was fragile, you know. And eventually what happened is that from the last time I saw him, I was like 12. 3 years later, he passes away.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I thought, okay, I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
He was beyond fixing at this point. And it's like, it was only a matter of time for it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, being younger, you really didn't think about that. You'd look at it as more emotional than anything. For me, I thought, like, fuck, he died. I have no one. What am I going to do with myself? Which explains why I would act the way I was, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of an asshole.
Yeah. Towards people, yeah.
Arrogant.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Cunt.
I don't know what that word means, but I guess. Yeah.
Asshole.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was dickhead, yeah.
Yeah.
I was younger, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't really know how to deal with feelings. Nor did I even want to deal with feelings.
Yeah, you don't know how to deal with feelings.
Before,
Like, when I remember when we was like, I knew when you didn't know how to react with feelings, because I didn't know how to react with feelings. So when I noticed your same thing with you, I was like, yeah, he doesn't know how to hold them in.
Yeah, not hold them in. It's just I don't know how to
Express them.
react or express them.
Yeah. Because your reaction or your expression in the specific time that we're in, let's say things are going wrong, you make a bad joke. Same thing just now what I did. Yeah. I have a bad tendency of don't know how to really control them. But go for it.
Yeah, that's a lot of things that would make you emotionally numb.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of them, I can say. Because, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say I had a horrible childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I had probably the same childhood that somebody else had.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they dealt with it differently, but I dealt with it this way. Point is, you know, having all that happen, going back to that, the way I reacted, it was selfish.
Mm-hmm.
It was selfish.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I sat there, cried, fuck knows how many years. What came out of it? Nothing. But one thing I did realize is eventually, like, you know what? It was a good thing that he died. Because he's not suffering anymore.
Oh, yeah.
That's the good thing. When it comes to everything that he stood for, now I realize he still stands for it. Yeah. Nothing has changed. That's the way I look at it.
That's good. Yeah, I feel like when I go back to, like, when I talk about pain, it's good. I feel like pain is a lesson. I feel like pain or
tough times are lessons.
Yeah.
Tough times.
But when tough times comes, people are in pain. And I feel like you got to understand it gives you a tougher, skin. Your heart learns to be stronger. You learn new things out of it.
That is one thing I've learned is to be more mindful of your emotions because they do work.
Me and Fernando used to share $1 from you. And I'm not embarrassed to say that. One of those days were actually really fucking fun. We will expect $1 from you all the time. All the fucking time. We're like, yo, our boy's going to give us $1. Honey buns. 2 honey buns, 2 sodas. We're set all day to play soccer. But besides all that, it kept me grounded to everything. Because a lot of people don't understand. You got to kind of be in the, to those positions to kind of want to go up. And for me, you could probably tell I'm always changing, developing, learning, and going up from where I was to where I am now. It's like you don't know what to expect from me. You don't see me stay in one position in one place, and you don't see me always like, oh, I should just getting comfortable, right? And I feel like not like you were saying, friends are working and all, like even people working and they're not changing and they're just working for somebody else, right? So for me, it's always been like, okay, I grew up poor, and now I gotta figure out a way to not be like that for my kids. But at the same time, I understand that I can't give them everything because they will not learn the same way I learned. Mm-hmm. They got to understand hardships are really good for them. That doesn't mean I'm still I'm not going to give them good things in life, but I will make sure they learn. But
they're going to be born with a silver spoon, not a gold spoon.
Yes, maybe even gold. But what I want them to do is just to really understand everybody's life is different. So if they're born with money, I want them to understand my mom, their grandma wasn't born with money. I want them to understand their dad was not born with money. I understand their great grandpa was not born with money. Oh, yeah. But I want them to understand, look, if you feel like this money is going to keep you, up there, it's really not. Because you will have the same mentality as them. Because then you'll be like, I'm going to buy the same cool-ass shoe, go show off. Oh, I'm going to go get this and this show off. Yes, you're going to be fucking driving with a fucking Porsche or something. But everybody knows that's not your money. Yeah. Everybody knows that's daddy's money. Now, you're in the same position they are. Even though they're working for for the same cycle every single day, you're in the same shit. You're in the same position. You're in a cycle of just using daddy's money. So it's really not nothing. So that's what I'm saying. I'm happy where I come from because I always put myself in that position as always what the fuck? What is this kid doing? Mm-hmm. Right? I could have simply gotten like the same thing with the job. I feel like I was becoming, I'm working. I mean, I was going up levels, but I was like, this guy's earning this much money and I'm not. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm busting my 6-7 days a week for this person. Why don't I use my knowledge now, understanding what they're doing and putting it in play?
That's the thing. It's a risk when you do that. And some people aren't willing to take a risk.
Yeah.
That's why.
I always feel like you could always go back to a job. Right now, I could go tomorrow, look for 9 to 5 and get a job. I could get any fucking job. People think $15 an hour is a lot. It's not. $15 an hour, $20 an hour is not a lot. $25 an hour is not a lot. They got to understand. I feel like our generation are stuck with that. There's a lot of people now sharing
it's a good thing for the business, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of, there's workers and there's owners. Yeah. And I'm sorry, it sounds harsh, but I'm not a worker. I'm not going to be a worker. And it sounds like, oh, he's so fucking downplaying us, making us look stupid and shit. But we all need workers to make this cycle work. We need persons on top telling what to do to the cycle goes. And I want to be that person on top. But before I make it to the top, I want to learn from little step by step to get there. But, that's something I noticed from you that you be doing, That's why I would say you were the smartest guy from all of us, from all our friends. And sometimes it hurts to see my own friends stay in that cycle. And it's good for them. Sometimes I wish I could.
As long as they're happy, that's...
Yeah.
If that's the way you want to look at it.
And I don't want my friends to take it in the wrong way too. You thinking it's not a taking the wrong way. I just wish you pay attention I just wish I want to see all my friends succeed. And I always say since day one, I want to see all my friends succeed, you know? So when you brought me like the attention of the thing you were trying to do, and I already knew what I was trying to do, and it's all the same thing, it made me feel good. You saw me, I was excited that day because it was like, this is something I always wanted. All my friends to realize like we're in a cycle. And as much as like, oh, you woke and I just feel like it's not being woke, it's just being wanting to do more.
Looking at things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I feel like I've been working since I was 16. I'm 24. If I keep working, I'll be 10 years working. And I'll be in the same position. Pay for rent, going out to eat in the weekend, maybe show off.
That's comfort.
Yeah.
But I think of it like this. You're getting the crumbs. I want the whole fucking pie.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
Yeah. And something else, like, make sure you put yourself in a position that is harder. Like, a lot of people think it's like, oh, man. For me, when I'm trying to look for a place, it's always been expensive. I put myself in positions that people be like, what the fuck? How can you afford that? Bitch, I can't. I'm trying to make sure I'm putting myself in a position that I'm allowing myself to grow. I'm putting myself in a position that now I'm forcing myself to do it. So if I stay in a place renting $500 a month or with a no plan, because, and I stay there for 5, 6, 7, 8 years because I know a lot of motherfuckers are like that personally who downplayed me badly. And on top of that, some of them worked for me. When I get into that position that I'm able to afford it, then I'm going to go again. I'm going to go into the next step. Because you will realize you put yourself in different positions to get a better job. You realize you put yourself in a position that you're able to get, in a better situation than you are before. Same thing as like recording myself, right? You guys may phone me for recording myself losing weight, which is true. I'm inconsistent. I'm an inconsistent person. And accept the fact I'm inconsistent. But the more I put myself publicly so people to see me, it just puts me in a position like I'm forced to do it now, right? So now it's like same as, take action and all that, but it's good to be in a hard position. It's really good. I just feel like that helps you to push yourself more. If you're living under your mom's house.
But apart from that, it's good to be in a tough position, but it's also you wanting to be.
Yeah.
Wanting to learn and actually get yourself out of that situation.
Yeah.
Because if you're comfortable and you're in this tough situation, you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes people think it was like, damn, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, this and this and that. Life is tough, this and bullshit.
It's not bad to lose. That's one thing. It's not bad to lose.
Say the quote.
Huh?
It's not how you fall.
Nah.
It's how you stand the fuck up.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
But, everyone's different. And not everyone has the same mindset.
Yeah. But I'm glad. I'm glad that you came on. I feel like we had a good conversation. It's a test run, so we'll see what we piece together. And hopefully next episode you are in again. Will you be in again?
Well, let's see.
Yeah, most likely. Perfect. Thank you guys for watching. This is the Raza Podcast. I'm gonna let you guys go. By the way, I kind of want to switch the name. La Raza Podcast.
Why would you want to change the name?
I don't know. The intent of La Raza Podcast, it was to bring exposure to the first generation and give them a platform.
I don't see why you should change it. Then we're all first generation.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, we make it happen, then we could help others as well. Okay.
You gotta look at it like this. We put La Raza, but no somos de aquí ni somos de allá.
True.
So leave it like that. I
Yeah.
don't see why you need to change it.
All right.
Fuck you, facts.
Oh, dude, I apologize for laughing there, man.